Welcome to another Reiki Healing Meditation. My name is Helen Chin Liu. I am a certified reflexologist, a certified energy medicine practitioner, a Reiki master, and what else am I? Whole bunch of other things that I can't think about right this minute. And tonight's subject is strengthening your intuition using your third eye. My hostess, okay, Robin, here we go.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Helen. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Robin Bornstein. I call her, we are two kick butt Reiki mistresses, and we have been doing professional healing for, I would say, a combination, I would say about 20 years, 25 years combined. So we have a lot of experience in terms of working with clients and seeing people and also testing various energy. And one of the things that this week I was talking to several clients is about how to use your intuition. So what do you think, Robin, about strengthening? First of all, let me say, here's a little synopsis about your third eye. In case those people are not familiar with your third eye, we're going to use my book. I'm going to shut this off so we could talk a little bit chakras.
Helen's book.
Here we are. We both have our books. I don't know which one. For the people who are not familiar with chakras, we have 7 main energy centers, starting from the groin. I could never figure out where it is. This is root chakra.
Right at the base of your spine, your seat.
Yep. It's all about your home, your everyday needs, health, money, family. Second chakra, or the sacral chakra, is about the way you feel and really feel, not feel superficially. Your third chakra is about your self-esteem. Do you feel good about where you are in life? There's your heart chakra, which we are going to talk more about next week. It's not about only the love that for you, for other people, but what about the love you have for yourself? The throat chakra, which we did last week, is how to empower yourself to use your words in a way that you could speak spiritually connected and be authentic. That's basically what that means. It sounds really fancy, but you know what? I'm going to break it down to reality. Your third eye, right there, right in between the eyebrows, above the eyebrows. And it's all about using your intuition. And then your crown chakra, which is being connected to the universe. So if your energy flows, it flows like a tunnel. It goes up and down. So if you end up feeling stuck, let's say if you're an overthinker, what happens to your energy instead of flowing up and down, it starts to get stuck here and it detours like this and then goes down to the other chakra. So what happens to your third eye? It starts to shrink. And in fact, it gets really hungry for energy. And all of a sudden, you notice you're spinning even more.
And you may get headaches.
Yeah, you get headaches. You get frustrated. You feel like you never catch a break. So here we are learning about the third chakra. First of all, everybody has intuition. It's just a matter of how do you use it. And we all have what we call the 5 clairsenses, which comprise of knowing, feeling, seeing, hearing, and even tasting. And depending on which clairsenses you operate from, because you have ability to use all of your senses, but I have never met anyone that uses all of their senses equally. So I'm going to say with me, I have a really strong knowing, and I could sometimes see, or sometimes I could feel, but my intuition, I always have this feeling of knowing. And what about you, Robin? Out of those 5?
I have the same, Helen. Mostly it's the knowing. And sometimes the knowing can be very difficult. Don't you agree? Have you ever had a feeling that you know something, And then, it does come, you've learned that your intuition was correct. Sometimes knowing can be difficult because what do you do with that knowing? How do
Um,
you handle the knowing? You have to be careful with how you handle the knowing.
yeah, that's very true. Especially you want to be respectful, which I have a tendency. Just because you know something, okay, here's a good one. It doesn't give you the right to blab it out of your mouth.
Absolutely.
And I think that's the worst, when people have what I call diarrhea of the mouth and they have no filter. And so to me, that's like an energy peeping Tom, where you're peeking in places you do not belong.
Absolutely. And that's where you need to be careful when you do have that intuitive sense of knowing, that you harness it, and you're careful and mindful around how you present your knowing, or maybe you don't ever present your knowing. You just know and you keep it to yourself.
Yeah, but see, but sometimes too, when you do have a knowing, how do you honor it without, this is where boundaries really become a fuzzy issue.
Yes. How do you honor your knowing? Sometimes when I know, I do open my mouth, especially with my family, because it's so
Well,
much
family,
safer.
I think, is
So
a
much
little
safer.
different.
It's so much safer sometimes, but sometimes you just have to. And if you have to journal about it, sometimes I'll write it down on a piece of paper and then I'll burn that piece of paper. That's one way of honoring getting that knowing out of me.
Well, why would you tell people, why would you burn the paper, Rob? Because not everyone
Because
understands that ritual.
because because for me, it's a ritual of cleansing. It's, sometimes you can use water, you can put it in water to dissolve it. But I just feel like putting it down on paper,
Is it like the negativity?
it's like getting the information out, but also it's maybe information that
Oh,
nobody else should
oh, I
know
see what
about.
you're saying now.
So, I mean, if you just throw it in the trash, you could rip it up and throw it in the trash, but you hope nobody's going through your trash. But there are things that you don't necessarily want people to see here.
No,
Or
that's very true. And a lot of times and not everyone is prepared to hear what you need, what you feel for their regard. So what you think might be the best interest for them, it may not be so for them.
And you may share the information with them, and it's going nowhere because they're not able to hear you.
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with where are you on the journey. That's really important, because if you're relatively young on the journey, or just began your journey, there's a lot of things that's overwhelming to begin with, but then all of a sudden you're hearing things that it accelerates the journey quicker than you could grasp.
Yes. And Helen, have you ever had an experience where you've had a knowing and you've shared it and it's gone in a bad direction or in a good direction?
I am very, very careful. So what does that mean? Because I have this feeling and knowing, like a sense, in some way, I'm going to say, I usually know when they're ready to hear something, and I usually will do bite size, because there's no sense of overwhelming somebody when they're not ready and they just don't understand what it is.
Okay.
All right.
I operate the same way pretty much. Yeah, you do. Yeah. I've heard stories of other people receiving information that they were not ready to hear. And
Exactly. And I've done that before.
it's painful for people.
It's painful. And sometimes what you're picking up may not necessarily be in this current lifetime.
Mm.
For those people who can work on the different realms of time. So I could also see a lot of past life issues in this current life. And, I may have this cute little face. I don't want to come across as being weird.
That's awesome. I love, being weird is sometimes fun. So I
Yes,
think
yeah, but
being different is awesome.
yeah, it is. Like you and I, we understand because we're more or less on the same level.
Mhm.
But when somebody's just starting out on a journey and they're trying to figure out what is it that they cannot put together, there's a piece of the puzzle that's missing.
Yes. And a lot of people feel that.
Mm-hmm. So, as I mentioned, if you're in the flow energetically, you trust what you feel. This is really important. Trust what you feel, because what it is you're connecting to your inner eye, your spiritual eye, depending on what you want to call it. You can give insights, but you're also able to hear insights from other people. You could accept guidance. And because sometimes if you're too young on your journey, you have people say, hey, talk to the hand, I'm not ready. And then acting on what you feel is really key when you start to develop your intuition, because there's no sense of feeling it and then doing nothing about it. Yeah. So, yeah.
So, Helen, when you first started becoming aware of your third eye and the energy that is a gift and, very gives you that intuition that we all love to have, what were your symptoms? Did you have physical symptoms?
Wow. I was very aware of I would say, opening my psychic abilities. I probably was at 12 years old. Psychic abilities more likely what happened, intuition, psychic ability at the beginning of puberty, and again at menopause. So because the hormones is either coming or they're going.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. It says a long time ago.
Yeah, I think it's a gift. It's a huge gift.
Yeah, so my intuition just kicks. And so I had the ability when I was 12 years old, not only how I would, when I picked up on something like a feeling about someone, I would bring it up in a conversation. I wouldn't blatantly come out and say, hey, are you having a problem with this? I would include it in the conversation. In fact, that's what I do even today at my office. I never come out and say, hey, I don't have my crystal ball. My crystal ball is in the attic. I got to get that out one day. I do have a crystal ball. It's this feeling, and then all of a sudden, I will incorporate what I feel into the conversation.
That's a great way to do it.
Because it's non-threatening. And sometimes, a lot of times, I use me as an example first. So for those people who want to test your intuition, as you're relaying an experience with somebody, use you as that foundation and go slow.
That's great. That's a great tip. Yes, go slow.
Go slow. And then what happens is, once you start to use your intuition, try it out. What happens is the third eye starts to expand, and then more download of information comes.
Yes, and be ready.
And be ready.
And did you ever have an experience? So when I first started, I've been playing around with my intuition for years now, but I love it when I'm in a meditation and I can actually, it's this weird, when my eyes are closed, I have these beautiful visions of, it's just gorgeous colors and things and images.
The spirit guides are hanging out with
you. It's just so much fun. And I've had some of my clients that have been on the table when I've been working on them, where all of a sudden they'll say, oh my goodness, I'm seeing this. And
purples and blues.
It's and for them it's fun when they all of a sudden, wow, what was that? And then I can have that conversation with them about the third eye.
And only in your quiet will you be able to act upon on your intuition. This is where you'd have to practice pause. You got to take a time out for yourself to allow the information to come to you.
And how about this has only happened to me, maybe a handful of times, when I'm in an extremely busy situation with lots of people around, and all of a sudden I get this download of something, and it's usually somebody I don't even know. And it's like getting hit over the head with a frying pan. It's like, boom, this, you got this, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't want to know that. It's so
Yes, but what that means is there's something that you need to do for this person. So a lot of times you got to gauge your boundaries. What you feel comfortable, just because you get downloads, psychic downloads, intuition downloads, it doesn't mean that you act upon it. You have to live within your own personal boundaries, what works for you. And if you are not nervous about acting out, because again, nobody wants to come across as weird.
Exactly. Although sometimes.
Yeah. And then the more intuitive you are, the more you're going to get hits. And one of the things is, as I mentioned earlier, when your chakra, your third eye chakra feels out of balance. I think about my poor mom. My mom was a survivor of war back in 1937 where the Japanese invaded China. So she had, to the very end of life, PTSD. And her chakras have always been out of balance. And I knew that even as a little kid, but at the time I did not know what it was. And she was always afraid to act out, because she was always afraid to make a decision, because she was always afraid she was going to be wrong. And she used to get such headaches from the tension of trying to figure out what to do next. And one thing about my mom, she just lacked awareness, and she had no emotional intelligence, which is an awful thing to say about one's mother, but she never could connect the dots. Do you know what I mean, Robin?
I do. And that's difficult as a child growing up with that type of role model. But you came out pretty good, Helen. You had a relationship with your mom, even though it was difficult, right?
Yeah. And, with my mom, I really believe she and I have gone around quite a few lifetimes together. I was so hoping this will be the last one. And how do you know? How do you know that you've been in a relationship with somebody? In my case, with my mom, it just feels, even through our life together in this current life, it's the same issues over and over. And it's like, if for those people who have seen Groundhog Day, where the day repeats exactly the same day in and day out, well, 68 years, same scenario, day in and day out. So, and I just couldn't break it in this lifetime.
Well, you'll go to the next one with more awareness. So,
well, we'll pick up exactly where we left off.
Or you may not meet for a couple of thousand years. It might.
That's the reason why we get along so well, Robin. We've known each other such a long time.
Exactly.
We have a very, I would say, calm relationship, harmonious relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do.
Yeah, as different as we are, we just love each other.
Exactly. Unconditional.
Yeah.
Unconditional.
And that's what we're going to talk about next Tuesday when we amplify a love connection.
Our love connection, where we come from our heart chakra.
Exactly.
So when you talk about emotional intelligence in the third eye, Helen, we go through life with family and friends and, work colleagues or just people in general out in the world. It's amazing, how so many people do lack that emotional intelligence piece.
Yeah.
And how does someone, when they're lacking emotional intelligence, they don't know that they're lacking emotional intelligence. So
No, we don't.
What is it about that, that person who can, is there a way for people who are more aware and more intuitive to help those people?
It all depends. If they're a very young soul, I've noticed a lot of these people have a very narcissistic personality. Mm-hmm. So it becomes all about them. And so they don't know how to do outreach.
Right.
Have you noticed that, Robin?
Yes, I have. Or if they're doing outreach, it's because they have an ulterior motive.
Exactly, which really stinks. So this is the thing that I want you to ask yourself today, and I'm going to put, you can watch this, or I could put it in the box below. In order to grow your intuition, you got to ask yourself, what can you do out of your comfort zone today? You got to do one small task. In order to stretch this energy here and really push the aura out, you got to do something different. Learning how to trust what you feel is key, because if you're going into self-doubt, it just doesn't work. And then using your inner compass to move ahead. You may not even know what it is. You might even get lost several times, but that's okay. But as long as you do your best and you come back to you, come home. That's all we could ask for.
And also stop overthinking, Helen, right? That's
Exactly.
sometimes when you sit too much with, thinking about something, you can really shut down that third eye chakra. So you need to be careful about overthinking. I mean, you want to think and you want to think things through and you want to be logical and careful and kind, but you don't want to beat yourself. You don't want to beat yourself up, right, Helen? Overthinking too much.
And plus, when you do that, what's the sense? This is the only home you have. You have no other home other than this.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the sense? So get up. This is what I always tell clients. Get up.
Get up, move, go outside into nature.
Yep. And
look up at the beautiful sky. Find something outside of yourself and your overthinking to be more aware of.
Well, do you want to do, I'll read what I put this positive affirmation together before we get going with the meditation, which I have in the box below. So today, I release my fears that prevents me from moving ahead. I let go of what I cannot control. I access my knowing. I trust what I feel. I'm living my life the best that I can.
I love those.
Repeat affirmations as much as possible, because affirmation would help you to change the vibration internally. Because think about the negative words you might have been saying to yourself all of these years. Turn it around and make it something positive.
Yes, and if you need to, print it. I don't know if Helen will put this at the bottom of her.
Yeah, I'll put it in the box below.
Write it down. Take a picture. Put it on your phone. Tape it up on your mirror in the morning. Put it on your computer screen over to the side so that you have a reminder of these positive affirmations.
Yeah, and this is what you have to say to yourself, and it comes down to treating yourself like you are your own best friend.
Yes.
All right.
It's called self-love.
Self-love. Yeah, you got to do self-love on yourself even. So
yes. So let's do a short meditation because we like to stay on time. So yeah. I'll do like a 5-minute.
One just quick thing, just to remind everybody. Next Tuesday, if you want to join us, Robin and me, we're going to talk about amplifying love using your sacral and heart chakras. So that's your second or fourth chakras, how to connect your emotions to your heart. And so that's next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. Join us. Let's have some fun. And if anyone's here, we do have someone here, Zephyr. Hello, Zephyr.
Hi, Kim. There's Miss Jones. I assume it could be a Miss or Mr. So I'm going to put.
Get ready. Yeah. So let's get ready for meditation. And I do want to express again, Helen has this amazing book on chakras. And maybe we'll do a book club on it, Helen. Maybe we could do a Zoom book club. If people are interested, let us know. That would be fun. It's a great book. Actually, somebody I know actually picked up this book. It was selling in a bookstore, and she called me. She's like, "Did you know?" I'm like, "Of course I know." Helen wrote. She loved the book. So, Helen sells her book on Amazon. It's easy to get. But if you want to learn more about your chakras, definitely pick up Helen's book. And if you do, let us know. Maybe if we've got 10 people, we can do a Zoom book club together.
Wouldn't that be fun?
So, yeah, but we need to have a group. We can't just,
No, it has to be a group.
You have
We will rattle our chakras together.
yes.
All right. Or rock our chakras together. That's a good one.
Yes. So everyone, I want you to get as comfortable as possible. Helen's going to turn on her hot Reiki hands and send
Yep.
some beautiful healing energy through the universe. So even if you're listening to this recording, you will still benefit from the beautiful energy. So get as comfortable as you can. If you're sitting up in a chair, put your feet firmly on the floor. Sit up as straight as possible and put your hands on your lap with your palms facing up. If you're lying down, then lie down with your arms by your side with your palms facing up. And if you'd like to sit on the floor with your legs crossed, if that's comfortable for you, sit as straight as you can with your spine nice and straight. Watch your posture. And let's begin by taking 3 cleansing breaths in. For whatever reason, I like to start my meditation with 3 deep breaths. So we're going to breathe in and out. Again, a nice deep inhale in. And out. Again, inhale. And exhale. If it's comfortable for you, close your eyes. If not, just rest your eyes with a nice soft gaze. Return your breathing to a nice, normal pace. Breathing in and breathing out nice and slowly. If at any time during the meditation you need to take another deep inhale, without me prompting you, please do so. Pay attention to your body. So if your body's wanting that deep inhale, honor your breathing. Bring your attention to the space in between your eyebrows. And just relax the muscles here. Relax your eye muscles. Relax your forehead. Visualize a beautiful purple glowing orb just resting here. The orb is beautiful. It's shining. It's purple, a royal purple. And it's sparkling. You see different shades of purple. Again, rest the forehead muscles. Relax your shoulders. This energy at your third eye chakra is here to help guide you. This is your personal spotlight. And just allow this beautiful healing light to warm your body, to soften your heart, and to relax your mind. Remember, if you have any thoughts coming in and out of meditation, just honor what's coming in and out of your mind. It's perfectly okay to start thinking while you're meditating. What we don't want is overthinking. So if that's possible for you, just allow the thoughts to come and go. Relax your neck muscles. Feel the temperature of the air on your face. The energy that is in your third eye is here to help you, to guide you. This beautiful energy is loving and it's kind. So I want you to think of one of the positive affirmations that is dear and near to your heart and mind. And repeat this affirmation after me, either out loud or in your mind. I am worthy. My thoughts and my feelings are loving and kind. I will take the time to honor my thoughts. I will take the time to honor my feelings. I will be kind and loving to myself and to others. Bring your attention to the air flowing in and out of your nose and down your throat. Notice the temperature of the air. Notice the temperature of your body. And feel how relaxed your forehead and your eyes are feeling by just doing this simple meditation. Now taking a nice deep inhale in and exhale. Again, inhale in and out. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. Notice the rise and fall of your abdomen. Relax your forehead. And slowly come back to the room by adjusting your spine, rolling your shoulders, moving your hands and your toes, and just giving yourself a nice little stretch. And again, just stretch, become aware of your body. Notice your thoughts and how you're feeling right now. And remember to honor your thoughts.
Thank you so much, Robin.
You're welcome. Helen, I noticed your glasses, your eyeglasses are.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do Reiki Healing plus not fall asleep. And
I know it's late, right? It's late where we are. We're on the East Coast. Well, it's not late, but it's evening.
Yeah, but we're tired. Plus, when you finally stop doing, you energetically crash.
Yes, I definitely noticed when I meditate. It's so easy to go to fall asleep sometimes.
Yeah. I hope very much, everybody, that you've enjoyed that meditation and that talk tonight. And if this is something that you enjoy, please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe and like. And then when you hear that bell icon, click and you'll hear the next video coming on, because Rob and I try to do at least a couple of these different variations of videos a week. What days? I'm not sure, but I know they do exist.
Yes.
You go. And, if you are beginning your first step of your spiritual journey, check out the Healing Place Energy School. We offer chakra, reflexology, self-care, meditation. And if you are interested in a book club to talk about the chakras, put it in the box below.
Yes.
Robin and I will make this happen, because that's what Robin and I do. So we are so much in appreciation, and we will see you next Tuesday, the 20th. And it's all about the love connection, amplifying love with your second and fourth chakra, but your emotions and your heart.
Yes.
And we will see you next week.
Yes.
Well,
and do a lot of self-love in between, guys. See you next week.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.